What happens when fame and fortune come with the price of constant scrutiny? What if the very life you thought would be your dream becomes a never-ending battle, both in the public eye and behind closed doors? Ayesha Curry, married to the NBA superstar Stephen Curry, certainly never imagined that her fairy tale life would be tested in the way it was. When Ayesha and Stephen Curry decided to take a break from their fast-paced lives to focus on their family and future, they thought it would be the start of something magical. After all, what could go wrong when you're married to one of the biggest basketball stars, living a life full of success and adoration? But rather than peace, what followed were challenges that neither of them could have anticipated. Legal troubles, personal battles, and public backlash tested their relationship in ways that would shake even the most carefully constructed empire. At first, small disagreements and disputes may have seemed like minor bumps in the road, but quickly, they escalated into major controversies that rattled Ayesha and Stephen's world. Lawsuits and financial challenges became real issues that threatened the very foundation of their family's success. But what was the root of this turmoil? Could it have been avoided? Or was it simply the price they had to pay for being in the spotlight? Ayesha Curry's journey is often overshadowed by her identity as Stephen Curry's wife, yet there's so much more to her story. Before fame, before the glitz of basketball courts and red carpets, Ayesha was a young girl with big dreams and a fierce ambition. She grew up in Toronto, Canada, with an upbringing steeped in cultural richness. Her mother, with Afro-Jamaican and Chinese-Jamaican roots, and her father, of African-American and Polish heritage, gave her a unique perspective on the world that shaped the woman she would become. But it was not always an easy road. When Ayesha was just 14 years old, her family moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and she had to adapt to a new environment. Ayesha didn't shy away from the challenges of moving to a new city and starting at a new school. She leaned into the change, using her outgoing personality to make new connections. This was when her love for the spotlight first began to shine through. Whether it was school activities or performing in front of a camera, Ayesha was determined to be seen. At just 12 years old, she had already made an appearance in a music video for Sugar Prince's song, Too Young for Love. Though it was a small role, it hinted at her desire for something more, a desire to be part of something bigger. By the time Ayesha graduated from high school, she knew where her next move would be: Los Angeles. Hollywood was the place where dreams could come true, and Ayesha was ready to take her shot. But breaking into the entertainment industry wasn't easy. Ayesha landed a few small parts in indie films, like Underground Street Flippers and Love for Sale, but she wasn't breaking through the way she hoped. Hollywood was competitive, and without industry connections, it was nearly impossible to gain the attention she wanted. But Ayesha wasn't the type to give up easily. If one path didn't work, she would find another, even if it meant changing direction entirely. This search for direction became a key theme in Ayesha's life, as she tried her hand at various fields: acting, modeling, and even becoming a lifestyle influencer. In 2014, Ayesha took a leap in a completely unexpected direction. She posted a video on YouTube showing how to cook a simple meal. It wasn't a professional cooking tutorial. Ayesha had no culinary background, but her warmth and natural charisma resonated with viewers. The channel, Little Lights of Mine, started small but quickly grew. People weren't connecting with Ayesha because she was a famous chef. They connected because she was relatable, and her authenticity shone through. This unexpected venture into the world of cooking launched Ayesha's career in a new direction. She began publishing cookbooks, hosting cooking shows, and building a lifestyle brand. She had finally found her place, carving out her own identity outside of her husband's shadow. By 2016, her cookbook The Seasoned Life became a bestseller, and Ayesha Curry had firmly established herself as more than just Stephen Curry's wife. She was now an entrepreneur, a chef, and a brand of her own. But while Ayesha built her own empire, Stephen was dominating the basketball world, and the pressures that came with their fame began to show. What seemed like a perfect family, successful, in love, and adored by fans, was beginning to face the weight of public expectations. With each milestone, there was more pressure to maintain the perfect image. Every social media post, every public appearance was scrutinized. And when the challenges came, they weren't just about maintaining a happy family or business. Ayesha was also thrust into a public battle to defend her family's name. One of the first major challenges came in the form of rumors. Whispers of infidelity started circulating, and the rumors grew louder. An Instagram model made accusations that Stephen had been unfaithful. Although the allegations never held up, they created a storm of controversy. This was the first taste of what Ayesha and Stephen would face as their fame continued to grow, public judgment and relentless gossip. But this was just the beginning of a more complicated journey. In addition to the public pressure, Ayesha faced more personal challenges. She was not only dealing with rumors and public scrutiny but was also fighting against legal battles and financial struggles. The legal troubles were the hardest to face, and in the end, they shook Ayesha and Stephen's carefully built life. As they tried to navigate the pressures of fame, Ayesha had to stand strong, not just for herself, but for her family. Her career, her public image, and her personal life became a balancing act, and sometimes, it felt like everything was on the verge of falling apart. But Ayesha didn't back down. She had spent her whole life fighting for herself, creating opportunities, and refusing to let anything define her. Through it all, she remained resilient. No matter what the world thought of her, she stood firm in her own truth. Despite everything that unfolded, Ayesha continued to build her empire and chase her dreams. Her story is one of strength, resilience, and the determination to carve out a space for herself in a world that often only saw her through the lens of her husband's fame. And while their journey has been marked with obstacles, it has also been one of growth, love, and a commitment to family. As Ayesha Curry's story continues to evolve, one thing remains clear: she is not just Stephen Curry's wife. She is a force in her own right, someone who has overcome challenges and continues to define herself on her own terms. And though the road ahead may be filled with new trials and tribulations, Ayesha has shown time and time again that she is not one to shy away from a challenge. So, as we look back on Ayesha Curry's journey, from a young girl with big dreams to a woman who has built an empire, we can't help but wonder, what's next for Ayesha? What new challenges will she face? And how will she continue to rise above them, just as she always has?